What's going on, good people? Welcome on into the Delmarva Sports Insider, the only live and local show dedicated to giving you all local sports all the time. I'm Sports Director Trayvon Miles.
And I'm Brandon Bossert. Welcome in. Great to be back. Hoop season is finally here. We got some highlights for you.
Absolutely right. The greatest show in the world is back, Brandon. It's been 2 weeks, but we are back, and we got plenty to get into tonight.
We sure do, Trey. We had a surprising upset in the Henlopen and South, a huge comeback tonight on the girls' side. But hey, we got to start with an early season Henlopen North showdown. Am I right?
Yeah, let's get it started tonight with one of the oldest rivalries in the United States. Dover's coming off of a magical year, one that saw them on track to challenge for a state championship before the pandemic struck. Well, fast forward 10 months later, the Senators lost a ton of talent to graduation, taking on one of the more experienced teams returning in Caesar Rodney.
And
Caesar Rodney,
teams.
A team that just scored 95 points on Monday, hosting that new-look Dover team. The Senators coming out hot. Jaheim Harrell with the steal on defense, taking it himself the other way, the floater over the defender. Then it's Amir Height getting behind the arc, draining the three. Senators up 6 after one quarter. Upset alert.
Wow, pretty surprising there, but second quarter, CR kicking it up a notch. Bryson Williams spots up, knocks down a tray ball. A few seconds later, it's going to be Juan Jordan driving to the bucket. He gets the lay in. The and one right here. Riders come back and take a 3-point lead at the break to the second half. Now Riders pulling away. Mason Williams splits the defenders, gets the tough shot to go. And then Williams to Ryan Carey. Carey drains this tray to put it away. 14 points for the senior as Caesar Rodney beats Dover for the first time since 2018, 63-51.
The game plan was just to get going and see who was open. They tried to take away Bryce. It didn't end up working, and we just came out, and that's the way it felt. It was good. I've never beat Dover on varsity in basketball before, so it was amazing to come out and beat them.
You know, we've lost 4 in a row to them, and so it was time for us to kind of give them a little something back. So we knew if we had a shot, it was going to be this year. So the boys prepared for that. They knew they were hungry. They worked all summer long on their own because we couldn't get together for games like this.
Well, Brandon, we knew that we didn't know much about a lot of these teams coming in, but one thing you spoke on before the season was the experience that Caesar Rodney possesses. 7 players were on that team that went to the DIAA quarterfinals a year ago, and it's hard to top that experience, especially coming back, especially at the high school level. When you've got kids in your starting lineup that may have been on JV last year, in Dover's case. So for CR to have those players to lean on that experience with a really good coach and Frank Victory, we'll see what this year brings to them.
That's right, and Coach Victory really likes his club this year, and there's a lot of reasons to like them. They are a well-balanced offense. We saw it. They can score inside. They can score outside. They play defense. Yes. They're led by a large group of seniors. But I also want to give a shout out to Dover tonight. They lost maybe the best group of seniors in the entire state.
They definitely did.
And Steph Wilson's group, they came to play tonight. They gave the Riders everything they could handle, and they played hard. I'm going to watch the Senators very closely this season. I think they're a team that we could see a lot of improvement as the year goes along because, as you said, Trey, a lot of these guys didn't really have as much experience last year because you have Wanye Wise and a whole host of seniors on that team from last year.
Yeah, and any team that's coached by Steph Wilson is going to play hard. So credit to Dover and what they were able to do tonight.
That's right. On to a South showdown that we saw earlier this week. Last year, Laurel reeled off 14 straight wins as an under-the-radar squad, but they're no longer under the radar. If their play didn't catch your attention, well, their talk definitely did, and they are going to get everyone's best shot this time around. Tuesday, they took on the Delmar Wildcats. Laurel led this one throughout. Delmar hanging around, though, just hanging around. 8th grader Davin Chandler getting to the cup. He had a game in his varsity debut. Laurel biting back, though. Kylie Wilson with the baseline drive and the finish. Dogs led by 5 at halftime.
Delmar running the transition game. Chandler with the finish here. The Wildcats still within striking distance as we enter the 4th. Laurel looking to close things out. Dontarius Jones, they call him Don Don. I'm going to call him Don Don. Passing up the 3, gets the hoop. Then Javi White, he did all he could. Nice layup here. He had 17. But guess what? It was not enough. The Wildcats struck at the very end. The senior leader, Jeremiah Lumpkin-Beal, tough bucket there. The 8th grader, David Chandler, with 14. Delmar stuns Laurel for the season opener, 50-48 the final.
You know, you never know with the first game of the season. We didn't get any scrimmages, you know, so I was telling the guys they're to finish Southern Division champs for a reason. You know, it just shows that we can play with anybody in our conference, and I think that'll give them confidence that way. Hopefully it's not too much. If it is, I'll knock them back down, and we'll get back after it on Thursday.
Now over to Georgetown, Sussex Tech hosting rival Cape Henlope, and this was a close game early on. Cape swinging the rock around the perimeter. There's Brody Peterson, a corner three. Lights
talking trash.
He delivered 13 on the night. Just before half, though, Tech looking to gain the upper hand. Jameel Watson with the spin and touch. Later, check out the pass inside to Josiah Dennis. He deposits. Tech cut the deficit to 2. But Cape wasn't playing around the second half. Cross-court pass, Kayvon Jackson, the 3 the hard way, part of a 25-8 run in the third. Now let's close things out right here. The Vikings leading scorer, Javon Burton, in the corner, spot up 3. Bang. 3 of his 32 points. Cape takes it 67-47.
Yeah, some other games that went down this week. Smyrna got a 16-point win on Tuesday against Milford. They also got a 36-point win at Sussex Tech tonight. So the Eagles are 2-0. Get this. For the first time since the 2017 season. That was the last time they went to the state championship game. And Seaford won their only contest of the week. The Blue Jays have another big matchup this week. They will host Laurel on Tuesday. Brandon, to wrap things up, I cannot lie. I talked about it to you in the office. I'm pretty disappointed with Laurel. I actually talked to someone that was at that game. They said Laurel not having a crowd to play off this year may have really affected them. And it is a good point, because we know that they were a young, emotional team last year that played their best in a packed gym. So it'll be interesting to see what they do next week on the road at Seaford in another rivalry matchup. I also like the work that Caesar Rodney did this week.
Yeah, and we spoke before about CR. They look like they're the top team in the conference this year. If there's anyone who looks like they can take on the Riders, though, Smyrna. It's Smyrna. This is a team that won 15 games last year. It's a scrappy team, a well-coached team, but also a squad with talent and veteran leadership as well. There's 5 good seniors on this squad, led by Elijah Creedle, Robert Wiley, Sulaco. These guys can score it inside or knock down from long range. And, of course, they play defense. We saw it tonight at Tech. They are a team to watch as the year goes along. That's right. All right, now let's turn over to the ladies now. The Smyrna Eagles won just 3 games all of last year. Tonight, they had a chance to move to 2-0 on the young season. Wow. Smyrna making the trip to Georgetown, taking on those Ravens, and it was all Tech in the second and third quarters. Dijah Bailey up to the freshman, Malaya Bell. Bell, the leading scorer for Tech with 14. More from Tech here. This time it's Bailey underneath. That puts the Ravens ahead by 11 in the fourth. The Eagles only scored 8 in the first and 7 in the third, so it looks like this is pretty bleak, right? But that's when Smyrna woke up. Glenice James dials it in long distance. That cuts it to 2. Then James with the ball finds Skylar Curry, and she puts it in. We're tied with a minute to go. Tech trying to run the clock out for the final shot. But look at this.
Goodness,
they turn it over. James to Jade Rivera. Rivera drives. The whistle sounds. She heads to the line. Rivera would knock down the first, so Tech with 4 seconds gets one last chance. The shot by Denia DeShiel would be off, and that's it. Smyrna storms back to win this one, Trey, 39-38. Hey, the Eagles, they're 2-0.
Wow. We said we had to pick up the intensity. We was slacking in the first 2 quarters. We had to pick up the intensity first to finish the game. We had to all believe in each other and believe in the team and believe in winning this game. And our defense came a big, huge gap in this game for us to win. It's a big difference from last year. Until everybody know we're coming for the W.
I hear you talk that stuff. Why not? Defending conference champion Woodbridge last night in their first game under new head coach Isaiah Robinson hosting Seaford. The Blue Jays going to get on the board first. The super athlete Jada Evans, what can she do? She had a floater there. Team high 7 points for her. From there, all Woodbridge. Janera Scott, another great athlete on the turnover. She's going all the other way for the wide open layup. And the story of the half was Reagan Robinson, the freshman, automatic from behind the arc. 4 3-pointers for 12 points to lead all scorers through the first 16 minutes. The Raiders, just up 30 at halftime. That's all, just 30. Second half, much of the same. Peyton Keeler getting into the corner. She's knocking down the 3 as well. Woodbridge with 7 threes on the night. They opened up their season in a big way with a 59-10 victory over Seaford.
Seeing our freshmen grow, seeing our freshmen come out here and play and show us what they're working with, it's a good balance for us right now.
We'll just tell them to swing the ball around. If you're open, shoot it. We got shooters on the team, so we're trying to put in place where it's opening up our shooters, a lot of screen rolls and stuff. So yeah, if they're open, I'm definitely encouraging them to shoot the ball.
Man, Woodbridge is lighting it up this season. Yeah. Now down to Route 13 to Delmar. Lady Wildcats hosting IR, looking for their first 2-0 start since the 2012 season. Leanna Garrison puts it up and gets the friendly bounce. Then Wildcats come right back. Zoe Coco going high off the glass. That nods up the score. Check out the move right here. Lauren Meehan beats the defender off the first step, gathers and puts that one in. IR turning defense into offense right here. Michaela Meehan with the steal, gives it up to Garrison for another bucket. And IR girls, they're 2-0 for the first time in 8 seasons. They win by a final of 40-27.
Brandon, you absolutely got to love the new year, and I'm glad the DIAA was able to pull this off because now we're seeing some things we haven't seen in a long time. Smyrna 2-0 after winning 3 games all year. And how about Indian River 2-0 for the first time since the 2012 season? I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah, this is a season where we're going to see some teams come out of nowhere, and this is going to be a fun ride the rest of the way, Trey.
Absolutely right. That'll do it for the A block. We're taking a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we're taking it to the Mets. 2 teams that made the DIAA tournament a year ago, going toe-to-toe in the first match of the year. That and more when the Delmarva Sports Insider returns.
I'm Jeremiah Bill from Delmar High School, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.